Good morning. Welcome. Welcome to the channel. My name is Angela, front-end developer in St. Paul, Minnesota. And on this channel, we are pretty much all vanilla HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. And lately, the last several weeks, like 6 weeks, heavy on the JavaScript, if I do say so myself. I don't know if you noticed, but after the 30 days of vanilla JavaScript concluded on April 30th, I said that I was going to continue practicing on my own, and I have done so. I mean, I've been, I didn't think I was going to do this. I didn't expect to do this. I just thought, okay, this series wrapped. I loved it. I had a great time, but I need to keep going. I need more practice. I need more time for like deep thinking. And I knew also very specifically that as that concluded that I wanted to like really drill down on these methods: map, filter, sort, and now reduce, if you hadn't already noticed. And the first day that I did that, I was like, this is content. This is content, because I rarely post. I rarely edit and post. That is the thing that I have struggled the most with on this channel, is the process of recording and editing and posting videos, not live streaming, basically, right? And that was just, it just naturally clicked. And so I was like, okay, this is it. This is the thing that I think I really enjoy doing, that I think I could really finally consistently record, edit, and post that is separate from the live streams, but still benefits me by deepening my JavaScript knowledge, and also benefits the channel, because I do think that for a vanilla HTML, CSS, JavaScript channel, we are light on JavaScript here. And that is due to my discomfort with JavaScript. And clearly that's changed over the last 6 weeks, right? There's been a huge shift. And I got to tell you, I wake up every day and I'm like, I'm ready. I'm excited to practice. I'm excited to do something. So I've been practicing every day. I've been recording it, editing it, posting it. The last few days have been really intense. Just this morning, I finished editing a third video on reduce, where we put together filter, reduce, map, sort. And then anytime we're combining reduce and map, we're using Object.entries. So that was new to me as well. Boy, reduce is complex. Holy cow, reduce is complex. But after a few days in a row now, it's clicking. I get it. I get why it's so powerful for grouping. So I'm really enjoying it, and it's kind of unlocked. It's unlocked my thinking around recording, editing, and posting content, because I do think the channel is growing. We're almost at 2,500 subscribers. We got monetized in April, but I think the thing that's really holding me back is posting more. I don't think I can do this alone on live streams. I think I've proved that you can live stream and grow an audience, but it is very slow. It is very slow. And let's be real about the YouTube channels that tend to grow a little more quickly. They're posting nearly every day, and that's rigorous, especially if you don't really know what it is that you're posting. And I don't want to be a tutorial courses channel. That's not me. That's not me. I have strong feelings about tutorials and courses. Not that they're not important or that they don't have value. It's really more that they serve a specific purpose, right? So a course will introduce you to a new idea. A tutorial will solve a specific problem. The real learning is practice, and that's what we do in the streams every single week, right? Well, now it's 4 days a week. We practice. So the real learning is, especially for JavaScript, I don't need another JavaScript course. A tutorial to answer a specific question, okay, I can get behind that. What I really need is practice. And I've sort of unlocked the system with ChatGPT where I can ask for problems, requirements, data, that support projects specific to the things that I want to learn. I've also started to just say to ChatGPT, hey, what should I work on next? Like, what do you think? I'm also in my own mind now after, well, I think today I just finished editing the 7th video. That'll go out tomorrow morning. I'm like, okay, I've had a few intense days now in a row. I definitely want to post every day, but I can't keep up this intensity, this level of intensity. So for example, I think the video today was 39 minutes. The recording time on that video was 2 hours and 15 minutes. That's a lot. And so I think that video turned out great. It has a lot of continuity. It maintained the flow. It showed the problem solving. I was smart about what I cut out because you don't need to see a 20-minute struggle session. That doesn't really help anybody. And that's going to be frustrating for my audience. But I can't do that every day. I can't post every day and do that every day. So now this has sort of unlocked a lot of other ideas about just recording the things that I'm working on naturally, not client work, of course, but I have so many side projects, my own website. I have refactoring ideas, things I want to do on past projects. That's all stuff that I should be recording. That's all practice time. And I think that that is what's missing from YouTube. And I think that that's, yeah. And then having unlocked the JavaScript at the same time. So this has been kind of like transformational over the last couple of weeks. And I just couldn't be happier. And, you know, none of that's possible without you fine people tuning in to hang out and watch my content. And for that, I am eternally grateful, obviously. So if you haven't already, would you please like this video? I would appreciate it. Helps the algorithm, helps get this type of thing pushed out to more people who might be interested in front-end development. Subscribe if you're not already. I would love to have you. I'm here 4 days a week, Saturday, Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, and clearly I'm posting more content more frequently. I set a little goal. I don't know if I should even say this out loud, and I don't think that you all, this is like important information for you all. It's just a goal that I set for myself. It was to post 100 videos in 100 days, independent of the live streams. So live streaming doesn't count. And I have to tell you, I'm 7 days into it and it's finally starting to like click and feel natural. Well, obviously, I think I just said all that, didn't I? So there's that. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Oh, one other thing, I turned on channel memberships again. So like, I think I mentioned we finally got monetized in April. I was able to turn on channel memberships. I think it was last fall. And then I slipped below a threshold and YouTube sent me an email saying, if you don't get your hours up, we're not going to let you do this anymore. So I just turned them off. I waited until I got fully monetized and like stayed above that number. And I decided again this morning to turn them back on, but I did it only because I also spent a fair amount of time really thinking about what I want members only content to be. And I think it's the deep learning practice time. So it is very unlikely that I'm going to do another 30-day streaming challenge that requires deep thinking, deep learning. I will absolutely do sprints again, 5, 7, 10-day sprints. I'm completely down with that. I think those are a great idea, especially if they're really move a project forward. It is very unlikely that I'm going to do another 30 days challenge like I just did. What I learned doing that is that I just don't want to do deep thinking content like that in a live stream. However, if I can build up the memberships on this channel, I would do members only live streams where I did that kind of deep thinking. Does that make sense? So I don't want to do that regularly publicly, but I would do that with members only content. I also would like to do members only code reviews. So if you're interested in becoming a member, you want to you want to watch a live stream with the type of deep thinking that we did for the 30 days challenge, but maybe mimicking more what I've been doing this last week or so. And if you also have a site that you would like to have a code review, that is where I would do that. I also offer code reviews. I do consulting. That is linked in the description below. If you're interested in something like that, you can take a look at my website. I have a consulting tab that explains more about that type of thing. So yeah, I'm just throwing it out there. I'm going to start letting people know, like, hey, and I'm going to wait and see if people actually start to join. And then, of course, if people start to join, I will go ahead and start doing, I would do a weekly members only live stream where we did like deep thinking, learning, most likely JavaScript, and subscriber code reviews, member code reviews. That's what I think I would do. So yeah, that's my idea. I'm just throwing it out there for you guys. So, we're going to go back to working on, remember Colorado? We started working on this, I think in February. And then in March, my internet went out for 5 days. Spoiler alert, my internet went out this week as well for 2 days. Which is why I wasn't streaming on Tuesday this week. Yeah, I don't want to get into that. I don't, because I don't understand it. I don't know what the problem is. So we're online now. Good, great, grand. We'll just move forward. But we're going to pick this back up today. I haven't looked at this at all. So we need to check and see where we are because I don't remember. But we're going to ease back into it. So, and I think I need to say hello to some people in the chat. Go Elmo is here. Welcome all. Malik Robinson is Go Elmo. He is our mod in the chat. Also, Monique Robinson is here, also our mod in the chat. And yes, Malik is pointing out that we are back to a regular schedule. There will probably be a 5 or 7 day sprint in the near future. So stay tuned for that. And even though my internet was out for 2 days this week, I will be honest with you, I enjoyed the break. It was nice to have a week off to think about other things. So Caffeine Cowboy is here and says, reduce is indeed a crazy and complex method. I still struggle with it when I try and apply it in non-mathematical situations. Well, if you can sit through roughly 2.5 to 3 hours of reduce, I wouldn't say, Caffeine Cowboy, that I am by any means an expert at it, but holy cannoli, I got a lot of practice doing reduce for grouping. The third reduce video will be out tomorrow. I really learned a lot about grouping, and it was intense. I mean, my first day working on reduce, I'll be honest with you. My first day working on reduce, I was like, this is bullshit. Why does anybody do this? Just use map. You don't need this. But I took one for the team. I stuck it out. And by day 3, I was like, okay, I'm on board with this. Actually, the video that's coming out tomorrow combines filter, reduce, Object.entries, map, and sort. And sort has an object lookup. Whoa. It was such a good one. I really, really liked it. So I want to keep working on reduce. I see now how it is an incredibly powerful method. It's a very powerful method. And listen, I recorded a lot of content going over that, but honestly, if you don't want to sit through all that, ask ChatGPT to give you a data set and to give you requirements for reduce. And if you do that 2 or 3 days in a row, it'll click. It'll start to click. So that's my challenge to you, Caffeine Cowboy, and you come back and tell me what you think. Here's what I'm saying. If I can do it, you can do it. Rehan Anwar is here. Hello, I haven't heard from you in a while, my friend. Welcome. Thank you for coming to hang out. And Caffeine Cowboy also says, Web Dev Simplified just went over the lack of straightforward vanilla content on YouTube, and all you can easily find is garbage content on AI. This may not make you millions, but it is filling a void. that honestly makes me feel really good to have somebody say that to me, because first of all, I'm not trying to make millions. I mean, I wouldn't say no to that, but I'm not trying to do that. I I don't need millions to live a happy, comfortable life. Could I just pay off my student loans and buy a house? That's all I really care about. Can I just pay off my student loans and buy a house so I can be an old lady in a house that I own? That's literally all I care about. I think that's achievable. And I agree that vanilla content, okay, not even just vanilla content, just content that is about practice and problem solving, because I am not anti-framework or library, although nobody's really challenged me on that lately. I am not anti-framework or library. I am simply pro practice, number one. And number two, well, let's face it, vanilla is a niche, right? It's a niche on YouTube. But I also genuinely know from my own personal experience as a front end developer for over 13 years that vanilla is really important. If you think that you are going to walk into any agency or organization and have everything be a bright, shiny, new agile framework library experience, you are sorely mistaken, especially in an agency environment where the bread and butter of making money in an agency is not always a brand new build. It is maintaining the build after it's done. And agencies will maintain client sites for years, maybe decades after they've been built. And a lot of that is legacy code. And the new developer, the junior developer, the first thing that you are going to get when you walk into those agencies, not always, but most of the time, is you're going to get the backlog of legacy code. It could be spaghetti CSS files. It's not always going to be like a shiny new framework or library. Oh my God, the number of times that I had to Google Cold Fusion to work on a legacy site in an agency. I'm just saying, make sure that your problem solving skills are sharp and that you understand vanilla. It's really going to save you. Yes. So Rehan says, been busy with internship the last month, didn't get a chance to join the live. No problem, my friend. We're happy to have you now, and the replays are always still available. And yeah, I'm just happy to see you. Caffeine Cowboy says, I noticed you had uploaded targeted videos on map, sort, reduce, etc. I'll be playing catch up. Yeah, let me know what you think. I am like, listen, I'm always happy to have people watch, but I am also genuinely interested in the feedback of my audience, especially people who are here regularly. Caffeine Cowboy, Rayhan, we haven't seen you in a while, but you're a regular. Monique Robinson, Malik Robinson, you guys are all like you're all my people, right? And I love to hear your feedback. I love to know what you think works or doesn't works. I personally am incredibly proud of the things that I've done over the last week, for a lot of reasons. Yeah, I'm really proud of how those videos turned out. I could not be more thrilled that I'm finally understanding JavaScript. So, okay, well, we should probably, it's been 20 minutes, so should we actually do some work? Probably. Okay, what were we even doing? Let's pull up our design files. And Malik says that the content has been great, very informative. Malik is like my biggest supporter. I'll message him. I remember when I had the 30 days idea and I messaged him on Instagram. I was like, should I do this? He was like, oh yeah, do it. You should totally do that. Let's see here. Where's our design files? Okay, here we go. Yeah, the name of this design was originally Kleenex. I don't know why you would name something Kleenex. It's literally a brand name. It's not even a generic name, although I think we use Kleenex generically. No one cares. We already built the home page, and we spent a lot of time working on the navigation. I remember that. And Zakaria has a message in the chat saying, what about adding a framework like React or Angular to help us to practice the feature that enterprise demands? I mean, that's a good question. And I will tell you what I tell everybody else, which is that really this is just a vanilla channel. So libraries and frameworks, of course, are really important. I've never used React, so I would not be in a position to show people how to use it, although that goes against everything that I just said, which is about practice, right? I have built a handful of Angular things. I have mostly a Vue experience. Really, this is just a vanilla channel. This is the best way to explain why I only do vanilla is that it's just my niche for YouTube, because I think that there is a real lack of vanilla content on YouTube. I feel like I am sort of filling in a gap. And yeah, that's my best answer for that. It's not that it's not important. It's just that I think vanilla is also important. And it's the thing that I decided to do here on this platform, right? And Rayhan says, great initiative uploading videos about JavaScript. Loved it. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, it's the thing that I needed to do, I think, to round out this channel. So, okay, so we are done with the home page. I do remember that we finished the home page. I think that this is also, where are we with responsiveness? I feel like this is responsive as well. Oh, do I have this problem again where my mouse isn't changing? Yes. Gosh darn it, hang on. I have to do this. I have, so this mouse problem that I have sometimes where my mouse won't change is because my monitor won't refresh the browser something or other. How do I have to remember how to fix this. Hang on one second. I have to do something. Wait, what do I have to do? I have to force it to refresh. See if that works. There we go. Okay. Well, you know, technology. Small price to pay sometimes. Oh, gosh darn it. Now I screwed up my displays. There we go. Okay, mouse back in action. So clearly we have to fix this button. I don't really care about that right now. Yeah, this is responsive. And clearly we have some navigation things that we have to fix. Honestly, I'd rather leave some of that for our QA process. There were already things that I felt like I needed to do. I don't know, but maybe that's okay. What else did I think I needed to do here? I don't know. This is okay. I think this looks fine. What pages had we built? Let's check and see. I don't even remember that. So we did a 404 page. I do remember going over all the razzmatazz about base URLs on 404s. What did we do for JavaScript? So we'll definitely do some JavaScript refactoring, because the other thing that I would like to do is get away from DOM content loaded and defer and get into type equals module and breaking up, not having everything live in one big file under DOM content loaded, because I think I think that type equals module waits for the DOM to load. For years, I have been really obsessed with like HTTP requests on page load, right? So if we do a page load here, we have 19 requests, 1.5 megabytes transferred. Okay, that's totally acceptable. If we break up this script file into components, I think structurally what I've learned is that that's a better way to organize your site, right? But you have more HTTP requests because it loads each component individually. But then you can add components only to the pages where you need those components. That's the benefit of that. I think also that my obsession with HTTP requests is maybe that's an old obsession that I can start to let go of, because maybe this is the modern internet. We have modern devices. The browsers are more modern, and those files are relatively small. They're like single-digit kilobyte size files. So yes, we have more HTTP requests, but those files are tiny. Like, look at this one script.js file is 4.6 kilobytes. Who cares if we break that up into individual modules? Then we're only loading the components or the JavaScript on the pages that we need it, right? So I think that we will have a day where we switch over to type equals module. We will refactor our functions into individual components. And I think we've also learned a lot more about scoping since the 30 Days of Vanilla JavaScript project. So we'll do that in the near future as well. I'm not going to do that today. We do have a QA. Let's see here. So let's start update. Let's just do a light QA, see where we're at, take inventory, and then see if we can start working on a new page and do some styling. I think that that's a perfectly good way to ease into the day today. So we'll say need to refactor and organize JS files. And just general. Oh, and it looks like we did sort of have general QA and styles. Well, let's do this. Mobile buttons and menu. That stood out. So our home page is done. Our 404 page is done. Our page template is done. We are going to use the page template to build a contact page and an about page. For the contact page, I think we learned quite a bit about form validation. So we're going to absolutely do that. Form validation with JavaScript. That is a great exercise to work on. For our blog, we are absolutely also going to use local JSON. We're going to use local JSON to fetch, transform, render, and I'm going to make sure for Caffeine Cowboy that we include, let's just make it a really fun exercise. So let's make sure that we do filter, reduce, object, entries, map. We need a lookup object, spread operator, and then sort. This is exactly what I did in the video that's going to be released tomorrow. Filter, reduced, object entries, map, lookup object, spread operator, sort. So let's make sure this is the perfect thing to do for a blog. Yeah. I don't know yet how we're going to do it, but I'm going to think of a way to do it. It's going to be super fun. So, oh, for the portfolio, how about if we make sure that we include, we could either do pagination or load more. I think actually for the blog article page, I think for maybe for this we should do load more, and for this we could do pagination. Load more button. And then for this, let's do pagination, because we just did that stuff and it was super fun and we learned a lot, right? And then I think there are other, oh yeah, hello, dynamic search. Oh my gosh, you guys were going to be here forever. So I think also we learned how to do this. So let's make sure that we are, we have a, what am I thinking of? Debounced search with the local JSON. I mean, why not? Why not? We can do whatever we want. Oh, Caffeine Cowboy says he thought maybe I was feeling sick today or a little bit unwell because the playback speed got changed to 0.75. I must have sounded drunk. I already am an incredibly slow talker. When I edit my videos, I increase the speed to 115% because I play back my videos and I'm like, why are you talking so slow, Angela? So that must have been, I must have sounded downright drunk. Good. Glad you got your playback speed figured out. So, okay. So we let's call this the ideas page because this all looks very aggressive, but also I genuinely want to do some of these things. There's also no time limit. We can work on things as long as we want to. It's okay. It is okay. And honestly, I don't think there's anything wrong with doing another sprint. So maybe we'll sneak in a 5 or 7 day sprint in order to get some of these things done. But I think we should absolutely do some of these things, especially while they are fresh in our minds. Okay. So our page template is done, which is right here. Yes, I do remember this. Yep, we styled some kitchen sink stuff. I do remember that as well. Oh, and we made a form. Okay. General QA and styles. Double check the kitchen sink HTML on the page template. HTML and styles on the page template. So I think that we should, I kind of feel like we should, what do I want to do today? What do I even want to do today? About page, contact page, the blog archive. I don't really have any JSON ready for this. I didn't even think about, oh, what do you actually want to do today? Maybe just a portfolio page. Yeah, we don't even have that set up. So let's do a portfolio page. Let's grab some generic images. I would really like to just do some styling. That's what I would really like to do, is to just do some styling. So let's just do an index.html. And we'll put that up here. Put that up. There we go. Let's grab our page template page markup and we'll modify it. So we'll call this the portfolio page. The URL, we're going to have to update all of this. I don't think I'm going to worry about it right now. I'm not going to worry about open graph tags right now. I think these paths are correct. This is our header. Here is our main. Here's our page hero. I don't think we need the hero. Yeah, let's just build a nice little grid. I don't think we need a hero. So here's a section with a wrap. This is all of our kitchen sink. What is this now? An aside. Hang on. Oh, I'm on the... Oh, I didn't update. We haven't updated the navigation. Okay. Let's do that. Right here. Yeah, this is maybe the other thing that I'm going to start doing in the future, but thinking in the future it might be a good idea, I don't know, to just have a JSON file of navigation and then render it to every page. That would just eliminate a lot of problems. However, I do feel pretty strongly about making sure that the templates are as usable for people as possible. So it wouldn't matter if you were doing like a CMS, like a WordPress theme, or any framework, any library. I don't want to go too crazy rendering to the DOM because I still want the templates to be open source and usable by a lot of people. Is my camera straight? Yeah, I guess it's okay. I feel like it's off kilter today. Yeah. I don't know, just thinking out loud, I guess. Okay. Okay, but this is the correct link. So why didn't that? Why is this? Oh, I had it inside the wrong. Is that the reason why? There we go. Disregard. Not very focused today. Okay. Breadcrumbs. We learned how to do breadcrumbs. Yeah, not everything needs to be rendered to the DOM, does it? Okay. I don't think we need any of this. I don't think we need this aside. So we've got two sections, two wraps. I'm going to say for now, I'm just going to tuck that away. And let's just put our portfolio items here. Whoops. All right, so here's what we're doing. So we have a grid of 3 across. The aspect ratio, 390 by 300, what is that? .390 divided by 300 is 1.3. Got it. We have a title. We have a date. So this will be the time element. And then we've got pagination down here. So let's grab some images. I'm going to do that first. We have lots of images. Oh my gosh, Angela. There we go. Okay, so I have a bunch more images now in our optimize folder. So let's just build out. It's going to be a little tedious, but that's okay. So we need, I'm going to make each of these an article with an H2 because this is the portfolio. And then let's make sure that this has we'll just call this grid. And then on our section, let's call this portfolio. So we have a little specificity here. And then this will be an article, the class of article, a figure with a class of figure, and then we've got an image, images, optimized, and what is that? Yeah, this is going to be tedious, but you know what? You do the work on the front end and you won't have to do it on the back end. Okay, what is this? Fruit stand? Open air market and fruit stand. I don't know what that is. Okay, and then we have an H2 with the class of secondary heading. And let's just call it what it is, I guess, right? Open air market with fruit. And then we need the time element, which is by default an inline element, but I think it can exist on its own because the preceding sibling element, I mean, we can just change it also, right? But the preceding sibling element is already a block level element, so this will end up on its own line. And what's today's date? May 7th. May 7th, 2026. And then our datetime attribute would be 2026 05 07. Beautiful. Okay, so how many of these do we need? 1, 2, 3, 6, 9. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And we're going to update the images and the alt text. And then it will just be done and we won't have to worry about it again. Let's do this. So that is Parmesan cheese and pomegranate. Parmesan cheese and pomegranate on a cutting board. Probably reuse this. There we go. Parmesan cheese and pomegranate. Okay, next. Yeah, I know. I need to stop apologizing for how tedious this is going to be, but it's going to be tedious. But I think that's okay. Ooh, rosé wine. We love a good glass of rosé. Rosé wine. Rosé wine in a glass. And you know what I think I can do? There we go. All right, next. Ooh, yellow tulips. We also love yellow tulips. We love flowers. A bouquet of yellow tulips. It's going to look so pretty when we're done. Whoops, that's not what I wanted. Eucalyptus. Oh, I love the smell of fresh eucalyptus. Trader Joe's always has fresh eucalyptus. A fresh branch of, okay, how do you spell eucalyptus? Eucalyptus. A fresh branch of eucalyptus. What's next? Oh, I definitely want to do this, the bumblebee. So bumblebee on, what is that? I don't know what it is. Does it fuzzy bumblebee in the sunshine? Fuzzy bumblebee in the sunshine. Oh, we're almost done. I promise you, there's styling in the very near future. Wait a second. Oh, wrong thing. We're so close. Oh, what is that? That is a raspberry something. What is that? Like raspberry and pistachio cake? We love cake. We love cake. Did I spell pistachio right? I think so. Whoop, wrong thing. Well, I'm going to have to go and check out that WebDub Simplified video. What are the chances that I could get someone like Kyle to notice me? Notice my humble little YouTube channel practicing vanilla. Let's see here. What's the next one? This is what is this? A coffee shop? It's a moody coffee shop. That's what it looks like to me. Moody coffee shop. Moody coffee shop and cafe. You know what? I firmly believe that if you do the work, there's no guarantee on YouTube that if you do X, you get Y. That's just not how it works. I totally get that. I totally understand that. I do have these moments where I'm just like, what am I doing with my life? Is this going to work? Is this ever going to happen? And lemons in the sunshine. And I have faith. I have faith because I know that no matter what, I'm still going to show up and do the work. It's just, and that's already success. Because I spent years dreaming about being on YouTube and I was too scared. I was so scared. I was like, what are people going to say in the comments? And are people going to be mean to me? And at this point, I don't give a shit if anybody's mean to me because I can give it as well as I take it. I also know that I can show up consistently and do the work. I'm not perfect. I don't know everything. but I can do the work, and I will happily respond to anybody who challenges my work. Anybody. Like, literally, do not rob me of the joy of responding to your opinion of my work. I'm begging you. Tell me what I'm doing wrong so I can respond to it. I'm literally begging you because I will happily respond to it. So that part of YouTube, I'm completely over. I don't think I'm big enough for people to really be mean to me yet. I've had a couple of like, I don't even know if they're mean comments, like inappropriate comments where I'm like, well, you're having a bad day. Like, I can count on one hand in 2 years how many of those I've had. And I think that's just because I'm not big enough yet. My channel is not big enough yet. Not enough people have noticed me yet. And I'm also just at an age where I'm like, I don't give a shit about people who do stuff like that anymore. I also am old enough and experienced enough to know that just because of, I think, my own observations about how people sometimes get treated online, is that I think most of the time you're better off just keeping your mouth shut and taking it, because like internet culture is like has such a short lifespan, right? But also, I don't know, I can show up and do the work. So why would I care what anybody thinks? Why would I care? What is the point of me even talking about this again? I don't know. I've lost my train of thought already. I'm in a chatty mood today. I haven't talked to you guys in a week. I missed you. I'm in a very chatty mood today. So you're getting chatty Angela. I hope that's okay. I'm also feeling just incredibly good about myself and everything I've learned over the last 5 or 6 weeks related to JavaScript. I can't tell you how it has just done a lot for my confidence. Yeah, it's just made me feel really, really good about a lot of things. So there's that. Okay, let's do some styling. Yeah. So this is Chatty Angela. I've always been Chatty Angela, but maybe this is Angela that doesn't care so much anymore what people think, because she knows she can do the work. Okay. Now I want this to be back over here. Beautiful. Exactly what I expected. And I think that these images are decently optimized. They were literally in a folder that I labeled optimized. So let's see if that's true. Yeah, these are very decently optimized. I mean, somewhat. 360, 358. We have a couple that are a little beefy, but I think these are okay. Okay, let's build our grid. There's a footer, page hero. We'll go right here. Oh, and Caffeine Cowboy says let me see here. Most of what Kyle was talking about was how his stream income due to AI is less than half from last year. Without financial incentives, full-time dev creators will vanish. Interesting. Most of what Kyle was talking about was how his stream of income due to AI is less than half from last year. So without a financial incentive, full-time dev creators will vanish. Okay, why am I constantly losing focus? Web dev simplified. So people are just using AI. They're not watching his videos anymore. I'm just curious, was there a video in particular that could you tell me which video in particular that you, I'll just be honest, I'm not a regular watcher of Kyle's channel because he does a lot of React and he does a lot of stuff that I just don't do, so I don't watch those videos. I'm just curious which video he talked about that in. Let me know if you would let me know, because I would like to watch that. I would like to hear what he had to say. So, okay. I'm curious what his numbers are. You know, here's the thing. I'm always curious about how much people are making on YouTube. I don't know. I'm going to brag a little bit, which is that I live below my means. I don't have debt. My car is 12 years old. How old is my car? 2014. My car is 12 years old. I don't have a car payment. I require very little to live a comfortable life. Yes, I am still paying off those pesky student loans, but other than that, I'm just paying rent, going to Costco, making sure that Heidi has all of her snacks. I'm living a very simple life here, and I'm very grateful that I structured my life in this way because I require very little to live. I wouldn't really need that much money to live a comfortable life. I just don't want to get a job again. For the love of the traveling Mary, I don't want to get a job again. I'm not afraid to work. I will do the work. And there are so many people out here making money on YouTube and social media. I gotta try. So, oh, I can't believe I'm saying this was the title. Oh, interesting. I will never use Prettier or ESLint again. Prettier is okay. It can be frustrating. I'm not a lover of ESLint. I can't believe I'm saying this. Was it alive? No. Was it a short? Okay. Well, I'll see if I can find it. It's not jumping out at me. Is it my honest thoughts on AI and the job market in 2026? I'm going to dig around and see if I can find it. But I would like to hear his thoughts. I would be curious about that. And I'm not stopping. So I'm not stopping. Because for the love of everything holy, I just don't want to get a job again. Oh, Kyle Cook from Web Dev Simplified, his other channel. He's got more than one. Kyle Cook. I wish it wasn't true. Okay. I'm gonna watch this later. Well, everybody has their own experience, right? Everyone has their own experience about what's happening online. And I mean, how many does he have on his main channel? 1.77 million. Wouldn't you love to know how much money he's making just from AdSense? I'm dying to know. Okay, onward. So here's our section. Here's our grid. Here's our articles. This is the portfolio grid. And I'm going to do display grid, grid template columns, repeat 3 1FR, and we'll give this a gap of 2 rems. And Nano Akia is here. Welcome, my friend. Happy to have you. And Nano Akia says that Kyle Cook is making about $1.50. I would like to know what the real numbers are, but sounds like it could be about right. Okay. So here's our grid. Look how easy grid is. And look how pretty these pictures are. We definitely need to get them styled in their containers. This is the portfolio figure. We want the width to be 100%, the height to be auto. We'll do an aspect ratio. We said what? I think it was 390 divided by 300, 1.3. So it's 1.3 to 1. And then the portfolio image, also width 100%, height 100%, object fit is going to be cover. Looks about right. Yeah, that's a pretty... There we go. There's a lot of space here. So I mean, I honestly think that this is pretty spacey the way it is. Even though we've got a good amount of grid, let's just make these text align center. That's probably the easiest way to do it, huh? I mean, it doesn't get any easier than that. And we must have styled the time element. I don't remember doing that. Look at that. We absolutely did. And we made it display inline block. Well, all right. We'll style some pagination and we'll make this responsive. What else is there to do here? So I'm going to put the pagination in its own section until I have a good reason not to. And then I'm going to say, what am I going to say? I'm going to flexbox that. And Caffeine Cowboy says he shows the figures in the video about $36,000 the last year. For his entire channel, he made $36,000 the last year. I would expect that per month. Tech content on YouTube, I thought tech content on YouTube had the highest click-through rate. What's the CPM? Clicks per million? Clicks per I thought AdSense for tech content had the highest amount. Wow. I'm going to watch that video. Nano Kia says, can't wait till grid lanes is standardized across browsers. Grid lanes. CSS grid lanes. Never heard of it. Why am I losing focus? Why is this happening? Grid lanes CSS. I feel like we sort of touched on this, it was a year and a half ago, right? Has this been updated since then? Interesting. Display grid lanes. I will say I've come up with a good solution for masonry. It just means your content is organized horizontally, but obviously a vertical row-based layout. I know that's what people really want. So Mason, yeah, this would be amazing. If they get this figured out. Yeah. Okay, let's make this response. Well, I'm gonna put grid here. And then I guess I'm just going to do I could just, well, they should be buttons, right? And buttons are display inline block. Oh, my buttons right now are display block. That's fine. We can style them any way we want to. So I think we need 6. Okay, so these would be type equals button class. I'm just going to say button for now, and I'll add a pagination button. Previous. Next, and then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. What happened? Oh, the button's probably white, right? So let's take out this class. We'll just style it ourselves. Perfect. So Caffeine Cowboy says, it used to be very profitable to do web development long form content. Short attention span, including shorts and AI, is killing channels like Web Dev Simplified and Traversy Media. Interesting. Has Traversy talked about it too? I still think that project-based learning is going to be important. I don't know. Do you think I'm delusional? Maybe. I think long form content is still going to work. I do. I just think so. I still think that long form code with me, practice with me content has a future. I do. I think that. Hang on. I really think my camera is. There. Okay. I think that's better. Okay. Pagination. Grid. I'm going to do display. Flex. Flex. Flow. Row. No wrap. Justify content. Center. Align items. Center. And then the pagination button. Text transform. Uppercase. Letter spacing. 1 pixel. And we need a gap. So a good healthy 3 rems. And then what is happening here? What's this? What's this line? There's some border here that I forgot about. Where is this border coming from? Wait, not that. This. No, this. Where is this border coming from? I think, is it, wait, do I have like a pseudo element someplace? Yes, right here. Where is this? Grid after. Okay, so this needs a different name. These need better names. So let's say portfolio and portfolio grid. And then we really don't need, well, I don't think it matters. And then same with the pagination. Okay, and Caffeine Cowboy says that yes, Brad had a video on that too. Most of the big creators have addressed it. Yeah. Okay. Maybe I'm delusional. Okay, but you know what that all implies? I'm not saying that they're not having the experience that they're having. That's obviously impacting their checkbook, right? The money that they make, they would know better than anybody. But to say that AI has killed dev YouTube and that people aren't sitting through this content anymore is like saying that nobody in dev YouTube will ever make money on this platform again. And I just don't believe that that's true. So I think part of what makes the content unique is the person making the content. And I continue to believe that there's a place for me here. And I don't know how long it's going to take for me to figure out that that is or isn't true. So, but I'm not giving up. And I think it's worth pointing out that I'm not trying to be the next Kyle Cook or Brad Traversy. Not even close. Not my style at all whatsoever. So, I don't know. We'll see. And also Caffeine Cowboy, I am not implying that you're even saying any of those things. I just think it's interesting. I want to see what happens. And I don't know, I just continue to believe that I can figure it out. So, okay, so these are buttons now. Let's give these an active, like a focus hover active state. So focus, hover. Oh, and I didn't say hello to Dante. I'm sorry, Dante. I didn't say hello to you. I was deep in thought and deep in responding to something. Hello, welcome. I think Dante found us during the 30 days of vanilla JavaScript. So happy to have you here. So our color is going to be, I guess we could say initial. I'm just going to say black. And then color, our hover active focus color is, I'm going to go with green. And then let's transition this. Color, 300 milliseconds, ease in, out. Let's also just give this like an active, like you are here kind of active, right? So this button would be active. Well, actually, this would be active, right? The first page. Well, you can't see it too good, can you? Did this salmon color? I think we said we didn't like that color. We don't have much of a I mean, I guess we do a little bit. Not going to worry about it. How does it look on mobile? Oh, let's make this responsive, then we can check mobile. Dante says, precisely, I am here and keep watching because of people like you who still do the long form videos that think through the problems, that share their thought process. Thank you. I appreciate that. I continue to believe that it adds value because I don't know about you guys, but I mean, I hear all the stories about AI taking over and it's like scary and it's like, holy cow. Like, what's the latest thing that I heard, which is that by 2030, we're all going to be like pets in a zoo. Human beings will be AI pets in a zoo. I don't like thinking about that. And I also don't think it's true. And I only know from my own experience using AI for code, and that's what everybody says the first thing that AI is doing. It's taking over for developers, it's taking over for coders. I'm sorry, I'm just not there yet. Based on my own experience using AI for coding and for front end development and the number of mistakes it makes and how inconsistent it is and how I have to remind it to constantly do things, you're telling me that it's going to take over coding? I can't get behind that because my own experience tells me that it's just not smart enough to do that. So whatever it is that they're hiding from us, they're not releasing to the public because it's too dangerous, it's too smart, it's too scary. Okay, sure, Jan, whatever you say. I'm not there yet. It's not my experience. I'm just can't, I can't, you're not, I'm not scared of AI taking over anything because of my experience with it. I know it's a great tool and it speeds things up, and I understand absolutely why developers are using it and that they're able to do more and watch less tutorials. Totally get it. You're not going to convince me at this point that it's taking over anything. It's just not. And I do think that we're going to come full circle and that people are going to be like, yeah, actually, we do still need to know how to do this. There's going to be a generation of developers who can't really solve problems on their own because they learned everything doing AI. I just continue to believe this, and if I'm wrong, but I'm just not there yet. And that is just based on my own observation and my own use of AI. So convince me I'm wrong. Chad says, never give up. I need devs who still know how to code by hand and not just write prompts. Thank you, Chad. I appreciate that. And you know, it kind of goes back to why I don't love, I don't know if this is a good connection to make or if I should even bring this up again. It's honestly though the reason why I never really got behind CSS. It's the reason why I never really got behind Bootstrap and Foundation, because I didn't like adding utility classes to Markup. I genuinely enjoyed writing CSS. I genuinely enjoyed that process. So again, it's not to be anti-framework, anti-library. I just think it's so fun to do it myself. I get a lot of joy out of seeing my work in the browser. That's the beautiful thing about front-end development, is that we get that feedback loop of write code, refresh your browser, see the thing in the browser that you just coded, right? I get just so much joy and satisfaction out of that. And Dante says the same AI that deletes a production database, right? Yes. Think about like hold please. I have another thought, and I've brought this up before. I want to discuss it again, but hold a moment. When we hear about AI writing an entire code base or the large part of a code base for something, think about the the really critical like infrastructure that code base might control or look after or be in charge of. Or maybe even something simple like we all know that anything digital is software, right? Your microwave oven. This is a great example. Your microwave oven is digital and there's software in there that controls it. Well, what keeps your microwave safe? This is just a made up example. This is just me pontificating. I have nothing to back this up, but I'm just saying. What part of the software that controls your microwave makes sure that your microwave is still safe for you to use? It's safe for your home, it's safe for your family. It doesn't blow the door off and burn your house down. Is there any part of the software that's responsible for that? Do you want AI writing all of that and not having any humans take a look at that or make sure that that's still safe for us? Think about all the software that controls medical devices, the infrastructure around airplanes, air traffic controllers, the cars, vehicles. Oh my gosh, that's a great example. Do we want AI writing all of that code? And do we not want humans looking at that, making sure that we're still being safe? I'm just saying, I don't want AI writing all of the code in the world because I just see so many mistakes and inconsistencies in basic, simple things. Basic, simple things that it should be getting right, that I have to remind it. You're being inconsistent. You said this two prompts ago. You said this. Now you're saying this. Okay, so safety aside, I just can't get behind AI being so smart that it's going to take over all of our jobs based on the simple mistakes that I see it making. So I refuse to be scared or worried. And if I'm wrong, I guess I'll just be a pet in a zoo. We'll all just be pets in a zoo, I guess. I don't know. So, okay, we need to make this responsive. I love these conversations, by the way. I love it. You guys help me work out all of my thoughts and feelings. So let's go ahead and make this responsive. We don't need this. We'll just be basic today. One row, one column, one rem. Oh, did I and we have to, did I screw up my spacing there? Let's make that 2 columns. We'll draw this back down to 1. And then maybe around 600. We'll drop it to 1. I don't need this. Wait, what? Oh, 600. There we go. And then let's fix, what did I do here? Okay, so we just need to fix our headings, probably because I changed that. Secondary heading. We'll just fix the margin. We'll do 1 rem on the top and bottom, 0 on the left and right. There we go. Gorgeous. And then how does our pagination look on mobile? Oh, what's happening here? Oh, it's probably our pagination. Yeah, let's tighten that up. We probably want to... Well, this gap's pretty big. If we just change that to 2, is that... iPhone SE 375. $320. That works. I think that's okay. Those buttons do not have a big enough tap target though. Okay, so we need to, okay, that's cool. Actually, 1 hour and 38 minutes. I would love to spend the next 22 minutes making accessible, responsive buttons. So that's what I'm going to do. Okay, so our buttons need to have a good juicy tap target, of course. Getting back into the swing of it after 8+ weeks of JavaScript, I'm like, whoa, do you remember how to write CSS? Okay, so our buttons are, they just need some padding. So let's just give them some, we'll give them a rem of padding. How's that? And they need to have a, I'm just going to say a minimum width of 3 rems. I suppose we could just give them a width of 3 rems. No, it does need to be a minimum width because there are other buttons that are wider than that. Yeah. Yeah, that works. So we do not need this much of a gap. We need a little bit of a gap. I'm going to put in a tiny gap. And we need to make sure that that is going to be, is that it's centered. How do we want to deal with that? Fewer pages? Anyone? Fewer pages? Oh. I can't reduce the tap target. Can't do it. I think the better solution is that on mobile, we just have fewer pages, honestly. So let's do that. Let's do a class that just, so what are we going to, how are we going to do this? What does normal pagination look like? Not every pagination has like, what am I thinking of? Do I, so if I hide, okay, so if I just hide the last 2 pages Is that still accessible to a screen reader? No. Because if it's not accessible, if the user can't see it, I don't want the screen reader to see it, but the previous and the next would still work just fine. And I think 1 and 2 would increment as the pages increase. So I don't think that this is a coding problem. I think this is just a UI problem that would be solved in the coding phase if we implement JavaScript. So I am just going to show fewer buttons using CSS, but if we build this out with JavaScript, I would account for that in the JavaScript. That's what I would do. So, and I will make a note to that effect. So let's do that here. Pagination button, nth of type, so there's 1, so there's 6, so I would want to hide 4 and 5. This is going to be messy. It's not going to make sense. And if Nano Akia is here, he's going to tell me that this is not the right way to do it. And I'm going to do it anyway. Oh, wrong one. Nth of type. Hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, I didn't save. Okay. This is strictly UI styling. Use JavaScript to adjust pagination on mobile versus desktop. Yeah, that's just what we're going to do. Okay, and we need this inside the media query. Wait a second. At media, max width, I guess 600. Yep, that's what I'm gonna do. Yeah, Nano Akia says you could also use visibly hidden. The reason I am not doing that is because I don't want it accessible to a screen reader if it's not also accessible to the person who can see the display, because I would not even do, if I had JavaScript for pagination, I would not even do this. I would make that all programmable via the JavaScript based on the display. Nothing would be hidden, period. So that's This is just for the UI, I think. So, Swarav is here. Hello, welcome. Osloy is also here. Welcome, Osloy. Osloy found us during the 30 days of vanilla JavaScript. So that was fun. That was fun. I'm glad you were here for that. Well, let's go ahead and we got an entire page built today. I think that's pretty good. Let's commit and deploy, and we can just go ahead and take a look and see how things look in our production site. Hey, we got a whole entire page built today. Let's update our active link for our navigation. So this is not the page template. There we go. Why can't I click the page template? Oh, because it's not the correct link. And then this would be and then if we're just same page template. Okay. So this weekend, I'm feeling like this weekend, the first thing we should do is make sure that the remaining pages are in place. So just making a copy of our page template, updating the title tags, updating the navigation. Like, let's just do those things first thing on Saturday. Our home page is done. Our portfolio page is done. Our page template is done. And then let's work on our contact page. Let's work on the contact page and the about page this weekend. I really feel like we can bang those out. And then when we get to blog, then let's do some fun stuff. Like, let's just we'll have ChatGPT give us a local JSON file. We'll do a good old fetch, transform, render. We'll do some load more. Yeah. We also, on our blog right here, this is a pretty detailed page. We do have some, I'm not going to do pagination here. I think what I'm going to do here is load more. I would rather do load more. But we do have an accordion here in our sidebar. So there's a lot going on here on the blog. And if we could just do our about page and our contact page, and our contact page is going to be form validation. So we'll do our own form validation, which is not difficult at all. We learn how to do that. It's super fun. And then next week we can dig into the blog and we can start to do some fun stuff with data. Yeah. And I'll see if we can, I'll tell ChatGPT what our plan is. Like, maybe I'll show ChatGPT this mock-up and tell it that I want some data that's kind of messy. So we could combine a bunch of steps, right? So we could do a filter, reduce, and then take the object entries, do a map and a sort. Yeah, because I don't want to forget that stuff. I spent the last 3 days doing that. I don't want to forget it. I want to make sure that I'm doing things like that in every single build so we don't forget. So, okay, I feel like this is a pretty good plan moving forward. I feel like today was a very good day to get caught back up on this project, refresh my memory of what we had going on. And I would like to finish it. And I have no idea what we're going to do next. Not a clue. Yeah. Images and a portfolio page. I don't think I need to worry about what we're doing next. I think I can relieve myself of thinking about that. Okay. Right here. We'll give this a minute to percolate. There we go. And let me get my phone. We'll just check and see how it, we don't need to do a complete mobile QA. Let's just get a general sense of how things are looking. Oh yeah, I can see a couple of things that might need some attention. Hello. Am I not able to, oh, allow, yes. Allow, please. What is happening? Something changed. I don't think that I can stream my phone anymore. Okay, well, I'm gonna have to look into that. It's not, something changed. I am not able to. Let me try it one more time. Is there some setting here that I'm missing? No, I don't think so. That does not exist anymore. Sharing my iPhone no longer exists as an option in OBS. But some setting might have changed. So, all right. Well, I'll see if I can figure that out before this weekend. So, and Osloy says, I'm surprised it ever works. Isn't technology amazing? Technology in general, that is, not specifically your phone sharing. I mean, so when I was in software engineering school, my teacher, what was his name? What was his name? I can't remember his name. I can picture him. On day one of software engineering school, he was like software engineering 101. He was like, never trust technology, never trust software, is what he said. Rule one in software engineering, never trust software. Yeah. And Nano Kia says he loves Parmesan cheese. Agreed. It's one of the best cheeses. I love me some Parmesan. Parmesan with something sweet is the best, I think. I like all of the things pictured here. I like flowers. I like fruit. I love wine. I don't drink a lot lately, but I like it. I like wine. I love cake. I love coffee. I love lemons. I love bumblebees. Ooh, I love a good fresh batch of eucalyptus. Oh, it smells so good. I love all of the things in these pictures. So, I think that this is a good place to call it for today. The site, I'll put this in the chat. I think I also have it. I don't remember if I linked it in the description. I'll update the description if I need to. Come back next week. No, come back this weekend. We're going to keep working on pages. So if you found me during the 30 days of vanilla JavaScript, this is normally what I do on this channel. I take mockups and I build out the UIs. This is exactly what I love to do. This is the type of practice that I like. And this is what we're going to get back to. I don't know if I'm ever going to do another 30-day stream challenge like that. I will definitely be doing 5, 7, maybe 10-day sprints. So I love a good sprint. I don't know if I'm going to do the 30 days thing again. I'm happy to be back to building UIs, but I'm also very, very happy with what I learned over the last month, 5-6 weeks. We're going to be doing a lot more JavaScript on this channel, a lot more fetch, transform, render, UI elements, things like that. I think we need to do more things like that. And hey, do me a favor, if you haven't yet, would you be so kind as to like this video? Helps the algorithm, helps get this pushed out to more people who might be interested in this type of content. Subscribe if you're new here or if you haven't already. I would love to have you. I'm here 4 days a week, Saturday, Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, doing exactly what we did today. I love to chat with folks. I love to hear about what people are working on. If you think I'm doing something crazy, let me know. I'm happy to. I can be a little defensive sometimes. I think during the 30 days of vanilla JavaScript, I told somebody to F off, and I actually feel a little bit bad about that, except that person kept coming back. Thank you. If you're that person, I appreciate you. Maybe I was having a bad day that day. But also, I'm happy to say why I do the things that I do. I'm not perfect and I don't know everything, but I will tell you why I do something. Sometimes it's just out of habit. Sometimes it's just because I want to do it. Sometimes it's because I don't know any better. We're all here to learn, right? Okay. I guess that's it. Osloy says maybe 31 days instead. Technically, it was 31 days because we started with the day 0, which was the deployment. So it technically was 31 days. So unlikely you're going to see me do anything more than a 10-day sprint. It's going to probably, what I really like is a good 5 to 7 day sprint. That works for me. I enjoyed that. So everybody, have a great rest of your day wherever you are. I love you all. Thank you to the mods in the chat, Monique and GoGo Elmo, who keep us safe and they keep an eye on us. Yeah, I love all you guys. I'm going to watch that video by Web Dev Simplified too. I am curious about what he's going to say, but I'm not stopping. So, because for the love of everything holy, I don't want to get a job again. I can't do it. So, okay. Have a great rest of your day wherever you are. I will see you on Saturday.